this is the Catapult project by Matt Seelig and Jillian Schrader. We started off our planning. Our initial design was a trebuchet, and we designed that because we thought it would be simple, relatively inexpensive, and I've already acquired majority of the materials needed. These two pictures are inspiration for our trebuchet. Research we had done was found that the optimal arm length is a 3-to-1 ratio from the fulcrum point. The amount of weight required is 80 to 100 times the mass of the projectile, and then also these two things. Our final designs are shown here. As you can see, the arm length is a 3-to-1 ratio. The weight is just it's a heavy weight from our garage, and then all it is a support system on top of a trench. Materials we used was a 1.5 by 2 inch wood, that was used for the legs, 0.5 inch by 6 inch hardwood, that was used for the base, 5 inch by 16 inch diameter bolt, that was used for the fulcrum, 5/16 inch nuts, that was used to hold the bolt in place, nylon string for our sling, nails to hold the wood together, 2 1-inch wood screws, those were used to hold the legs in place, a 10-pound weight, and then a 2-foot PVC pipe. And the tools used were shown here. Construction process. We started by using 2 pieces of wood, used a wood screw to drill through them, and hold them in place. Then we drilled through the 2 pieces of wood, making sure that they were level, so that we could slide the bolt through. We then measured out the 2-foot PVC pipe, finding the 6-inch point, that being the fulcrum point on the arm. We attached the arm to the 2 pieces of wood, added a string to use for the counterweight, then we added a counterweight, then soon we moved into adding support for the legs themselves, using 1 piece of wood as a template for all the others so that they're equal. Then we constructed our sling, added our sling, and from there, we added the legs to the catapult, and then nailed them all in place. So, modifications we made, where we changed the counterweight from 5 pounds to 10 pounds because 5 pounds was not heavy enough. We knotted the sling string to make it easily adjustable, therefore we could move them along the nail simply. Changed the sling because sling number 1 would actually not release the ball. And we changed sling number 1 to sling number 2. And then we shortened sling number 2 because the trajectory coming out of the throwing arm was too high. Then, day 1 of testing. Our first shot fired straight upward because the sling was too long. We shortened the string, it went about 6 meters. So we lengthened the sling to see if that was the optimal point between those two. And it only threw about 5 meters. So then the sling snagged, and then at the very end of the day, we threw the sling 11 meters after shortening it drastically. Then on day 2, using the same settings, we threw 3 more fires, only 5 meters. And then we lengthened the sling about 3 notches, and it threw 11 meters. Then we shortened the string, not very much, only about 2 centimeters or so, and it threw 9 to 10 meters. Then we moved our catapult to a new location, no change to any of the settings, and it only threw 6 meters with a very high trajectory angle. And that was our final throw on the testing day. So, the evidence of participation is right here. Design phase. Jillian Schrader, I don't know if you're able to see, Jillian Schrader helped come up with ideas and then also write the paper. I drew the schematics. Then the building phase, I took pictures, therefore I'm not in the pictures, and then as you can see here, Jillian's feet and hands are in the picture holding the sling. And then for the testing phase, only I was here because Jillian was excused on a band trip, and then obviously I am here for the presentation portion. And that is all.